The most important part that we are going to cover about is podcasting. Now, some of you have a podcast, some of you have been guests on podcasts, and some of you may not have thought of actually being or on a podcast or hosting your own podcast. So let me give you the quick framework on this. Here is the biggest challenge most people have, and they don't realize it. So, for example, I know Mark is part of BNI. Who is part of anything like that? I know John is part of CirrusNet, correct? Okay. Who else is part of any networking group where you have like a paid membership going on? How many of you? I see those two. Okay. Ariel is part of BNI as well. Okay. Thanks for mentioning that. So, here is the challenge which ends up happening. Okay. That I'm not just talking BNI, I'm talking in general. In general, what I hear from a lot of people is getting enough conversations, right? And the problem in that respect is when you are meeting with people, they have a guard up. How many of you know what I'm talking about? It's like they think they're going to get pitched, which is pretty normal. Whether it's in a BNI networking meeting sometimes or in CirrusNet or anywhere else, people do have their guard up. And before they schedule time with you, they're going to be more like, why do I want to schedule time with you? Because just based on the description of what you do and stuff like that, I don't think you're a good prospect for me or potential referral partner. I really don't see the reason why I should take my time and do it. And then the second thing is some people show up on a call, show up on this appointment with the one-to-one, and they end up doing a lot of appointments without getting any results. So how many of you have been on one-to-one appointments quite often with people and not getting results? How many of you have seen that happen? Okay, unfortunately. So here is a way out that we are teaching today, which some of you might be leveraging already. If you are, I would love to know more how you are doing it, is podcasting. So roughly about, well, actually I started this earlier as well with my daughter when she was 17. And I helped her start a podcast called What Would You Say to Your Younger Self? And she interviewed 200 very successful people. 100 of them are $1 million earners in the lending, mortgage, real estate, and similar industries because of, they're my clients. And she was able to learn about conversation, etc. When we moved to Flagler County, one of my coaches suggested, Minesh, why don't you start a podcast called Why I Love Flagler County and start interviewing local professionals, business owners, and that way your daughter can actually get some traction in the community. And she took it really seriously. And I will have her actually share some of her experience in a couple of minutes. But the bottom line is she interviewed like 250 different business people and she built a network very quickly with those simple conversations. So here is my question to you. If somebody approached you and said, whether it's on LinkedIn, in person, at any event, said, hey, I would like to get together with you for a one-to-one, guess what happens? Quite often, some people are like, I don't know if I need to, want to, what are you going to sell me? That kind of thinking going on. But let's rephrase it. And this is what Macy was using. Hey, would you like me to promote your business to my network of people by interviewing you for 15 minutes? So put in the chat +1 if you think that will get you an easier entry into a conversation. So let's see how many people. I see people putting in +1, right? Okay. Yes. So just put +1 because that will make it easy. Exactly. A lot of you are saying that. So everybody has a business here. Everybody's wanting to promote something you have, whether it's a product, service, getting speaking engagements, whatever it is. You are trying to get in front of some people. So let's pick anyone as an example. So I would love to have a volunteer here. So who is new first time or hasn't been here much? I would like, okay, Michelle is here. She's raising her hand. So Michelle, let's spotlight you along with me. Okay. Now you are obviously a pro at relationship. So Michelle, just remind people, what do you do?
People come to me to help them attract the right love in their lives. They stay with me to up-level all the relationships in their lives.
Perfect.
And I think this would be really hard, actually, because it's so personal. That's why I was like, you can hot seat me.
What will be hard?
Would you be open to a 15-minute interview with me to help me with some of the details in my book, my upcoming book, Find Love Now? I could say something like that, but I don't know that people would come to me for that because they're going to be talking about their most vulnerable thing, their heart.
Okay. So
So I'm open to help with that
yeah, well,
because I'd
obviously we
love
are
to.
here to help, right? We are here to
Yeah.
coach you on that part of it. So here is my key question because everybody forgets one thing is like target market. Like we must start with target market. So people who have been coaching with me recently, like Chrislyn, John, Rajan, and other people, it's like if you don't have clear target market, you'll always have a problem, right? And your target market should be really well defined. Now, in your case, Michelle, it could be two different people. One could be the prospect, and the other could be a referral, right? Partner. So any one of those two are potentials to be interviewed, right? Okay, so let's start with a simpler one, referral partners. Who do you think has access to, is aware of your target market?
Well, I do free workshops and people do self-select, so they are my ideal client. So single people who are looking for the right love in their lives.
Okay, so that's your target market.
Oh, good. Okay, I
So
got
that
one.
is
Thank you.
your target market. Okay, so those are people who can become clients. Okay, number one. Now let's talk about, you just mentioned free workshops. Where do you do those free workshops?
On Meetup,
On Meetup. Okay. Are there businesses that would potentially be interested in partnering up with you?
I've had a very hard time with that. I've approached dating sites, so now I'm creating
Mhm.
my own dating site. I've created matchmakers. They don't want to share their piece of the pie,
Mhm.
although their ultimate success would be elevated if people went into partnerships with the relationshiping skills they need. Um, Other businesses. I've talked to about speaking on vacation locations, cruises and that sort of thing.
Without going into detail,
Yeah.
there are local companies which would be interested in partnering up with you who have interest in similar, like catering companies, right? Event companies locally. All of those would be referral partners for you. Okay. So if I started interviewing, so let's pick an event company in your area. Now, are you in South Carolina, you said?
Mhm.
Okay. So in South Carolina, which town are you in?
I'm near the state capital of Columbia on Lake
Okay, so you
Murray.
got a big town nearby, right? So there
Mhm.
are going to be event companies there, right? And I'm just using this as an example. So if there is nobody that comes to your mind, I would pick catering companies, event locations, etc. And
Okay.
I would say to them, hey, I'm a relationship coach and my goal is to help people get married. And I would love to build relationships with local companies which would help in wedding. Would you like to be interviewed by me to promote your business over a 15-minute conversation so that you and I can learn more about each other and simultaneously we are able to promote our business using social media and other platforms? It would just be a 15-minute Zoom call. How many here, I would like in general, how many here put it as, let's say, number two? So put two in the chat to say, yes, that would be something. If you were an event planning company and Michelle approached you, you would be open to that introduction. Let's see how many people see that way. Let me see in the chat.
Okay.
Okay. So, Michelle, quite a few people feel that would be a good way to start.
I love it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you playing out Michelle. Michelle is a wonderful lady. I
Oh,
really,
thanks.
she is just a sweet lady, and she's somebody who has gone through enough challenges in her life, and she's here to support people. She has grown up children pretty much, so that's one plus almost already there. But thanks, I appreciate it. So
Thank you.
good. So, how many of you understand that we are complex? We are making complex. We are something making something complex, which is simple enough, right? So here is what I was trying to do. Every business needs a target market, it needs a lead magnet, and the last but not least, what it needs is obviously some version of putting in front of the people as a lead to get. Does that make sense to you what I'm talking about? So you need a target market, you need a lead magnet, and you need a lead pretty much. And most people are like, I need this fancy lead magnet, and people will pitch you and you will hear me do this over the course of every Friday call is I'm on a project called don'tmakegurusrich.com. Okay, I don't have that web domain yet, but maybe I should. Don'tmakegurusrich.com. Gurus are asking for ungodly amounts of money without any guarantee of results, which bothers me a lot. Okay, it's like, and I've invested enough in places and spent money in places where people didn't live up to expectations. Sometimes it was my fault, sometimes it was their fault. But I'm on a mission to provide access to great coaching, great support system at a nominal price compared to them. And the reason is because I think we need to really learn about how to build a business without having to spend like ungodly amount of money in order to get any results. And sometimes, and most often, people don't get any results. So where am I going with this? So the first thing you need is a target market. Lead magnet is something that gets the conversation started. And number three is a lead, which means somebody to talk to that you can actually engage in having a sales oriented conversation. So those are the three things. So if I want to create relationship with somebody, I don't have to come up with something fancy. So here is what I want everyone to do. Put in the chat one person, professional name or profession itself that if you interviewed would potentially help you get more business, whether they could be a referral partner or a target market. So put in the chat right now one profession or a name of a professional, whoever that is, that if you interviewed them, you would be building a relationship with a person that is likely to be able to affect your business positively. Mark is on the ball here. But Mark is a BNI master too. So his son is there to superintendent of schools, coaches, and exactly. Okay. So here is the assignment that I'll give you. The assignment is pick one person and why don't we are an action oriented society. Are we an action oriented group here? How many of you agree? Action oriented group. So you already thought of somebody, either LinkedIn, Facebook, or direct message. Right now to say, hey, I would love to interview you and promote you to my network. Are you interested? And again, if you know something, you can add to it. It's like, hey, I know you do a great job at what? I know I have seen you there. Pick one person and send a text to somebody right now. I can't multitask, so I won't do it. I'm not that great at it, but I have done enough of this by now. Hopefully, you know that, right? Okay. It's that simple. It's like, hey, I would like to interview you and promote you to my network. Are you interested? Maybe some of you will get a response right now today while we are on the call. And you don't have to worry about, Minesh, I don't have a podcast. I don't have a mic. Don't worry about that. This is a simple exercise for you to try something, right? It's that simple. I see a lot of people. Great, fantastic. There you are. We got a great group of people here. We got a great group of people here. So the reason I'm showing this to you is some of us are spending a lot of money in a lot of places with all these promises that you'll have this and that and everything else. But the bottom line is if you just call somebody, text somebody, email somebody and say, hey, I would like to interview you and promote you to my network, there is no cost to it. Are you interested? And if they have some questions or you need to give some information just to make them aware of what you do or how they can help or you can help and stuff like that, that's enough. But that's not going to be very complicated. Okay. I would love to hear response from you. And we have the group called Speakers Supporting Speakers, which is the Facebook group. So Macy, when you have a second, you can put the link there. So if you're not currently already a member of the group, just go ahead and join it. It is free, nothing complicated. And then I would love to see how many people have got a response from putting the message out. So Macy, when you have a minute, you can put the link there. And if you have a minute, then you can also make a post saying, hey, who invited people while we were on the Friday networking call for an interview, like a question, and let's see how many people actually are getting a response that will be helpful to all of us. Good. So I would like to get some feedback on what we are doing, what we have done so far today. So I'd love to hear from a couple of people. What did you get from this conversation so far? Okay. So Mark is a very smart man and he's obviously a good, successful business owner. Here is the part. When you get the opportunity for a mic, don't miss it.
That's true. So, Minesh, what I guess the question is, when they say yes, I'm interested in you interviewing me. If I, because I don't have a podcast, is it just going to be a one-to-one and then I post some nice comments about the one-to-one to my network?
Absolutely. See?
Okay, that's simple.
Creative, simple, easy. How does that sound to you, Mark?
That sounds great.
Exactly. I wish I'm not
About to
currently a
do it.
member of BNI, but I think if every BNI member started understanding this and did one-to-one like this, it would be so simple. It would be amazingly simple, right?
Yes.
Go ahead. Who else? I would love to hear at least one more. I don't see any hands here. So, yes, I see Roger. Hey, Roger, come on in.
I
Tell
got a
me.
meeting set up for Tuesday.
This is what this group is going to do. We are action-oriented, getting things done group here. And some of you might be like, how do I join this group? And I see one person, maybe Sharla, who has not been introduced yet. Sharla, do you want to share what your name, obviously, where you are from, and what you do, like 10 seconds, and we'll keep it 10 seconds.
This Charlotte, are you talking to me?
Yes.
I think was here last week, but
Okay.
only once, and it wasn't on my calendar. So yeah, I'm Charlotte Anderson, Fort Worth, Texas area. I'm entering my 4th year of weekly podcast. If Charlotte at charlotteanderson.com, if someone is interested in joining or being a guest on my show, it's about telling your story of overcoming and offering hope.
Very good. Wow. So I think we're going to have a great group today where we'll have a lot of people becoming guests on each other's podcasts. How many of you think that would be a great idea, right? You become guests on each other's. If you have a podcast, let people know, and we will do that systematically in a couple of seconds here. So Sharla, thanks for joining us as well. So some of you might be wondering, it's like, okay, I've heard about this group. I've been here 1 or 2 times. I don't know much about it. So now I would like to share with you what exactly that includes. So I would like, Macy, if you're available, can you come on the spotlight with me and we can talk about that? Okay, there you are. So Macy, some people may not have heard you before, so you just want to repeat what you do?
Sure. My name is Minesh Baxi. I'm a TEDx speaker coach, and a keynote speaker coach. I work with speakers to help them get on more stages.
Fantastic, fantastic. So what we are going to share is very quickly, and you have the PowerPoint, so you could start the PowerPoint as well. And people are like, okay, Minesh, how do I become part of this group? So we'll give you like a 2-3 minute summary of this, because we wanted to, for 2026, we decided that this was not going to be like free. People could come for free forever, because we realized we were attracting some people that really weren't givers. They were only takers, which really is not going to be fun, right? So we decided to create a very nominal fee, and we'll explain that, which is a joke, but people can afford that. So let's go to the next slide here. Okay, so the first part of the annual membership includes this guaranteed speaker spotlight. So Macy has created a questionnaire that people who are already members here, they are, hopefully, if you haven't received the questionnaire, let's make sure you get the questionnaire today. Fill it out, and we will ask you what dates do you want to be speaking for a 10-minute spotlight for your business on this Friday networking call. Okay, so today we didn't have anyone. Next week, we have actually a guest speaker coming. His name is Michael Neely, and he's going to be talking about how to grow your list, and your email list is really what he's talking about. He's a phenomenal guy. He's very successful, and he'll be teaching some really, really good stuff tomorrow, next week. So don't miss that, because I totally believe in what he's talking about, because that's one service that everybody could use, is learning how to grow your email list. Let's go to the next one, and that is access to weekly Friday networking calls. People who are, not paid members, so to speak, can come twice for free. So if you've been here twice and today was the second time you came, then we would request that you come the next time after being a paid member. So again, we can keep growing our group here with guests that we can bring. If you miss something, like Dina is at an ER, cannot pay attention to the call while she's obviously attending to her husband, we'll have access to weekly event recordings, so you'll be able to do that. Give us some grace to catch up to it, because we weren't releasing event recordings before, but now we will. Initially, we will start with a YouTube playlist, and then our goal is to move it to school community, where you can have much more detailed ways of having transcript and everything else available to you. So the next one is priority introduction. So obviously, those who are members, we introduce you first. Obviously, we bring the guests and make sure the guests know they are in the right place, and then we have introductions of the people who are the members here. So you get priority for that. You get 30-second introductions. Next. Founder member status, we'll have a lot of good stuff being introduced consistently, so you can actually enjoy the benefits. We'll have some recordings available for you, some special events, bonuses, and stuff like that as we continue to grow the membership here as well. Next. So here is what you will get. You will be able to be featured on Getting Speakers Book podcast with Macy, and also Sahil, which is Future Millionaires. Now, these people each get 500 downloads per day. And Macy, we will show that to you in a minute here. So then the next slide. We will also create 5 short video reels from your podcast interview, 5 short video reels from your speaker spotlight, and help you promote it on LinkedIn and Facebook. So that is itself a huge, huge benefit to people. So not only are you getting the benefit of being a speaker, 10 minutes, you're also getting to be on a couple of podcasts that are valuable, that are getting a lot of downloads. But my assistant specifically is going to create reels so you can promote yourself, because we will create the promotion. You just have to share it to more people. Okay, next. So this is the summary of it. So you get access to Friday networking call, you get a speaker spotlight spot, you get complete access to event library, priority introductions, founder member status. You'll be featured on Getting Speakers Book Future Millionaires podcast. And here is a bonus for today. For those who buy or can join the membership today, you will get access to, in fact, let me make it to everybody who's on the call here. You will get $100 million Money Models book for free. You just have to pay shipping. Okay. This book is, I think, $30. You're going to get it free. Anybody who is a paid member or joins today. Okay, so I will put the link and we'll make that link available in the Facebook group as well. So you'll be able to do that very simply, and I'll put the link later in a minute. The next part is today, specifically if you're joining or anybody who's joining who is already a member of the group and actually gets the copy of the book. They have to get the copy of the book. Then they can book a 15-minute session, no cost to you, where I can summarize the quick nugget from the book, or you can ask me a question or two so I can cover that for you over a 15-minute call one-on-one. So that way you get that. Refer 5 people, which means 20% affiliate commission, and your membership is paid for. Total value is well over $1,000, $1,591 it says here. Today's investment is $97. So Macy will put the link in here, and you can also use the QR code in order to sign up for it. Okay, so Macy, can you put the link in the chat so people can see that? Okay, good. Mark Goldwich already got action taken already. So Macy, do you want to show Simplecast download, which people are getting, you are getting for people?
Yeah, of course. So this is Simplecast is my podcast distributor. It uploads to I think 10 different, or maybe a little bit less than 10 different platforms, including Spotify and Apple Music. So over the past, I think 2 or 3 months, I have 33,000 downloads. And then I average about 3,500 downloads a week. And just some of the podcast episodes that I've uploaded, our biggest one is also a member of our community, Vaishali. She has 1,800 downloads, or almost 1,900 now. There's also Debbie Simmons, someone I shared the stage with, Warren Skyma, who I also shared the stage with. So some really great people who are part of this community, then also people that I've spoken on some of a few stages with.
Thank you. And I know Sahil is getting good traction too. So Sahil, do you have access to your Simplecast page as well? And then you can show that along with us.
Absolutely.
And Sahil interviewed over 100 people in roughly 4 months.
So just to show you the dashboard over here, all time downloads I've had 27 over 27,000, almost 28,000 all time downloads for my podcast. And in the previous week, previous 7 days, I've had almost 4,000. So it's an amazing achievement that I brought in. And then also for my top 10 episodes, someone who's also a member of our community and great friend to the Bakshi family, Hannah Hussein, who's my top leader. Some of you might see yourself here. I think Vaishali is also over here as well. So a couple of my members from our community is over here, but the podcast is performing very well.
So thank you, Sahil, for sharing that as well. So all of us here, what I'm trying to do is the first thing you and I need is exposure. If people don't see you enough, they can't hire you. If they don't pay they don't pay attention to you, they won't pay money to you either. And that is the key. So what we will do is create a breakout room shortly. And the main thing which I want to address is if anybody has a question about the annual membership, I would like to have you ask us any clarity question you need for doing that. for being the member. Anybody has any questions?
I do.
Okay, go
When I
ahead.
click on the link, it wants me to sign into my account. Did I make an account at some point, or is there a
No, I
create account
apologize. It was
option?
the wrong link. I just updated it.
Oh,
So
oh,
it should
I
say
must
link
have missed
dot.
that.
No, you're totally
Okay.
good. I just put it in. Thank you. Someone else brought it to my
Okay.
attention as well. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So I'll give a couple of minutes for that. And for those who are buying the book, $100 million Money Models, I will send a separate link to you for buying it. And all you have to do is pay the shipping. And once you buy it, then let me know so I can set up a 15-minute call with you to answer questions. And those who know about Alex Hormozy, he's also the author of the books you might see in the back with me, $100 million offers, $100 million leads. Phenomenal book. This is fantastic book. And my goal is to provide this community with the business fundamentals that you need and speaking fundamentals you need. I know people are investing 10, 20, 30, $50,000 with no guarantee, with no real support directly and getting no results. I don't believe in that. I want people to get results. I really want people to see the value of doing it. This year coming up, we have two different events. One is a 2-day virtual event taking place in May. Another is a 2-day live in-person event in Lake Mary at the Westin, and that will be in November. So we'll give you opportunities to connect, meet with people in person as well.